This is Monday, November 2nd, here in McAllen, Texas. This is my leadership talk for today. And we're going to get kind of serious here. We have an election coming up. All right. And I did my faith talk this morning, and I talked about the same thing. Okay, you need to count. Right? And that means you need to do things like vote. Right? I've been to war. I've been shot at in anger. I've seen my dead friends, my friends dying, right? Bleeding and dying for freedom, right? That we take for granted in this country. Okay, we have the right to vote, so people don't come to your house and drag you and your family out of your house because you don't agree with them. Okay, like happens in other countries. Okay, you need to be heard, right? You need to count, okay? And that's the same thing. It's exactly the same when it comes to this financial literacy campaign, okay? And when people give you resistance, right? You don't need to back up. You need to let them know, hey, listen, you may have your bills paid off, and you may have your debt paid off, and you may be saving your money, right? But there's some things you need to take into account that you're not right now. I can tell. How much you think you're going to pay in taxes? How much longer do you think it's going to take for you to get to retirement because of that? Or when you do retire, how much is the government going to take out of your hard-earned money for them? Okay? Well, we got solutions for you, right? If something happens to you, do you got $90,000 a year, set aside for if you go into a nursing home? Have you bought a long-term care policy? You see how expensive those are just for that, right? Well, we got solutions for you. Okay. There's so much more to it than what most people know, and if we don't educate them, they're not going to know. And if you just back up because somebody gives you a little resistance, they'll push you over for anything else. Okay? It's better to say it nice. It's better to say it nice, right? But some people don't listen to that. Okay? And, that's why sometimes the leadership talk calls, they get kind of strong, right? But they're that way for a reason. Right? You know how selfish it is when you got it. I got mine. That used to be the Navy SEAL motto. It was a joke, right? I got mine, right? If you don't show somebody how to register to vote, and you leave it up to them, to figure it out, they may give up and not vote, and then they're not gonna count. Right? You got to take them to the post office, or you got to take them to the library. Or you got to, help them go online and do it online, all right? And then you got to show them where the polling place is, okay? Same thing with our business. You got to show them what's out there, what we can have, what's going to give them the advantages, okay? Because if you don't, they're not going to know. If you don't do it, if you don't take them there, they're never going to know. Right? There's a whole bunch of people that think there's either term life or whole life, and there's that whole life covers all the rest of it. And they don't understand. They don't know the difference between whole life and universal life. They don't know about living benefits, right? They don't know about protection with a floor, with an index universal life. They're not at risk in the market. They don't know. And if you don't tell them, they're never gonna know. Because they're listening to people that stop learning that whole life. They just they didn't keep up. They didn't keep up with the progression, and so now what they're saying is obsolete. And it actually hurts people, okay, because they don't know. Okay, so you got to tell them. All right. Get out and vote, right, and get people engaged, right? To know and not to do is not to know. All right, get them to do it. Get them to get their policy. Get them to really protect themselves and their family. That's my leadership talk for today. You got to count for something.